What's going on, guys? Your boy Mod, man. Today I want to talk about discipline, and it's not what you think it is. And let's get into it, right? So to me, discipline is not necessarily how society puts it. You know, we have this, especially in this Western culture, it's a lot of hustle hard, hustle, hustle, hustle. I'm not saying you don't have to put the time in, right? We're not saying that you don't have to put the work in, but this is an overtime process, right? And that's where consistency is. Consistency is how often do I do this? To me, discipline is the structure in which I do it. How do I show up? You know what I mean? Like, and one thing I've learned with discipline in anything is trying to go cold turkey on anything. To me, it just doesn't work. You know what I mean? For some people, they can do it. It might not be sustainable. It might be a mind over matter thing. But to me, you cannot out discipline whatever your capacity is to do something. Does that make sense what I'm saying? I seen that on social media one time where the lady was like, you can't, be more consistent or be, more disciplined what you have the capacity. And so capacity is just how much can I do? So for me, if I got 3 or 4 things that I want to accomplish, it might be really, really hard for me to do that as opposed to if I do these 1 or 2 things every day that are simple changes, easy changes, simple changes over time that I can institute in there and I can take things out. For example, I like to eat relatively healthy. You know what I mean? I haven't been necessarily in the gym in a while. So for me, it's like, okay, I haven't been as active in the gym. Let me just try to continue to eat healthy over time. So one thing that I try to do is I don't just be like, let me just eat chicken breast and this and quinoa. And because I don't necessarily eat like that. I already eat relatively healthy. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, what substitute can I make in this meal? Say I got steak, mashed potatoes, and like asparagus or something like that. You know what I mean? So first of all, I got my vegetable, right? I don't want to overload on mashed potatoes. So maybe let me have a smaller portion of mashed potatoes. Or, maybe let me not drench so much sauce or gravy on my steak. You know what I mean? So it's making these little things over time. So as I do that over time, okay, now my capacity is expanding. I can eat a little healthier. You got some people that they can be like, you know what, mind over matter, because all it is at the end of the day is being able to train your mind to do these things and train your body to follow these things. But some people have to start small. If you're a person that, you don't like to clean as much. I would see stuff on the internet where you set a timer for 10 minutes and then you do it. And then you kind of just build the habit of doing that, right? And so the thing is, it's reps. And that's where your consistency comes in. How often am I doing this? Discipline is the structure in which I'm doing it. So you have to find a way to make simple changes. And then as your mind becomes stronger, or as you kind of had this mind over matter thing, then you can do more intense things over time. And so one thing I like to do when it comes to discipline is I like to just go probably right beyond whatever my comfort level is. I've done it before where I'm like, hey, man, I got to go to the gym 3 times a day to have this physique. If I decide to do that as time goes on, I can. I don't have to do that now. But it also depends on what my goals are. Like if you are a person that you want to be the next NBA superstar, you're going to have some luck, right? But you also going to have to put in a lot of work. But that's not just from today to tomorrow. That's over the next 10, 15 years. So you start wherever your base is, and then you build upon your base over time. Just like building a house. You build it brick by brick. When you build a house, the consistency is, okay, I'm showing up every day to build this house. The discipline part of that is, okay, this is the structure in which I'm building the house. Okay, I'm going to spend 5 hours today building this house with this many bricks, or this the design that we wanted or whatever. If you want your elaborate house, it's going to take more time, which means you need more consistency. If you want a smaller house, it's not going to take as long, which means you don't need as much consistency. Discipline is like, okay, I might not be able to do 12 hours a day building this house, but I can do 5 hours a day on building this house. Now, that could make how long you do it last longer, but it's just like the tortoise and the hare, right? Like, you can go fast, but then you can get burnt out. Or you could take your time, and then as time goes on, things become easier for you and repetitive and different things like that. So that is what discipline is, man. It's putting the structure around what it is you want to do. You might not want to be a bodybuilder. You just want to be more active. So, okay, let me do 30-minute walks 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? 15 minutes a day. And then you could build that up. It's a lot of people that are, out of shape, and that's not a byproduct of, it's partly a byproduct of you, but it's also partly a byproduct of what's in the food. That's not fully your blame. You know what I mean? But you can change the way that you do those things. You didn't get that way overnight. So you cannot expect to have it undone overnight as well. You know what I mean? But it doesn't have to be as tedious of a process, I think, as people think it is. It's just showing up consistently within the structure, within the capacity that I am able to hold, and then adding the steps on top of that. As I continue to eat healthy, now it's like, okay, I'm getting back in the routine of working out. I might not be back in the gym yet, but I'm doing like at-home workouts. Like I might be doing abs, or I might be doing like a little circuit or something to get my cardio, my endurance up. I haven't ran in a long time. So when I started running again, I didn't run 3 miles. I ran a mile, came back. Okay, next time I might run 1.5 miles, 2 miles. And then, oh, you know what? I'm feeling good today. I want to run 3 miles. Let me see how I can do it. 4 miles. You know what I mean? So that is the discipline. The discipline is the structure. And not trying to do too much. Don't try to overwhelm yourself trying to do things, because all you're going to do is you're going to get tired, you're going to get burnt out, and you're going to want to quit. Trust me. I know. You know what I mean? So we don't want that. So it's being patient with yourself, giving yourself grace. You miss a day. Okay, well, let's get to the next day. All right. I didn't do it the way I wanted to do today, but I did show up. And it's simplifying things. Make things simple for you in your life. Life is already tough enough. Make things as simple as possible for yourself. If you do that, I think you'll have a better chance at being successful. When people start their New Year resolution, hey, I want to go to the gym, they trying to go 5 days a week. That's dumb. That's foolish to me. Because if you was just not going, why would you try to go 5 days a week? That doesn't make sense. And saying it out loud, it sounds crazy. But in your mind, you're trying to just will yourself to do it. And that's only going to go so far if you haven't properly trained yourself to do that. Does that make sense what I'm saying? You can go out there and run a marathon tomorrow, and you might do well, but if you prepare your body and your mind a lot better, you'll do a lot better, and you won't be as tired, you won't be as gassed, because you have taken the proper discipline, but also the proper training regimen to do it. And you just add little pieces over time. That's all you do. Don't complicate it. It's just like with social media and content creating. Don't complicate it, man. Simplify the process, and then just show up for yourself every day as like an act of self-love. And you start to enjoy the process. You start to become crazy about the process, and then you make it do what it do. So that's what discipline is to me. You can drop in the comments what you think. Just take it easy on yourself. Give yourself some grace, man. You know what I mean? We all here for as long as we're here, and, you know, until we're not here anymore. So we might as well make it as easy on ourselves as we possibly can. All right, till the next time, peace.